Hello and welcome to Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing, no, fuck it, I keep doing that. Since coming here, I keep doing that, going straight into
It's
the
because you're not in the
rigmarole.
natural environment, dude. That's
I
what
know,
it
it's
is.
weird. It's weird. There's a different town outside the window. It's very confusing. Very confusing. I am one of your... Yeah, oh yeah, I know. I am one of your hosts, Jack Lindley Thompson, and this week, once more, I am joined by Father himself, Richard Hill.
Hello, dear boy.
Hello. How the devil
You
are
all
you?
right? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thankfully, Katie seems to be pretty much out of the woods now with the COVID malarkey. So yeah, all good.
Hannah says, I like the jumper. It looks very textural. It is. It is. I'm sorry, I just ruined it for you, but
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. Yes, I am well. I am all well. I mean,
Yeah.
can't be too bad. I've watched Deadpool today, so...
Exactly. Yeah, it's one of those things that, for the week that it's been and everything, it was made better by the fact that we watched. Well, Katie and I remotely, so she was up in the bedroom and I watched it down here. But watched Deadpool, so it's all good in my opinion.
Absolutely. We finally get to talk about a genuinely good movie as opposed to trying to find the highlights in what is otherwise pretty devastating for all involved. But of course we are here to talk about... Oh, I haven't done it now. Fuck's sake, this rigmarole business. But this is Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing is watching us. You can follow us on Twitter at rabbithole_UK. You can subscribe to us on YouTube where you can see us anytime that you wish. You can follow us on Twitch at Rabbit Hole Media. And you can join the chaos and carnage that is our conversation over in the Discord.
Indeed.
And now you can follow us on Instagram at rabbitholemedia_UK and on TikTok at Rabbit Hole Media for all the behind the scenes tits and bits. If you would like to support us, head to merch.rabbitholemedia.co.uk for a wide range of merchandise that recently got wider. And finally, if you're watching us live on Twitch and are an Amazon Prime member, you get one free Twitch Prime membership a month. Please find it within your hearts to give that membership to us. It doesn't cost you a penny, but goes a very long way in helping us bring you the shows that you love. We are here, of course, to talk about Deadpool. That's a very loud bobblehead.
Yeah,
There is
yeah.
You can see Deadpool there,
Oh yeah, just about.
just poking his eyes above the soundbar, as you do. Well, of course, we've been waiting a long time since starting the X-Men series to talk about this movie, really. So it's been several weeks in the making. So let's get your general thoughts on this movie, Sir Richard.
This is just one of my favorite. I was thinking sort of whether it's one of my favorite superhero movies or anything along those lines, Marvel movies. It's just so much fun. I think it's one of my favorite comedy movies, just in general. I think it's just it's so well paced. I think Ryan Reynolds suits the character absolutely perfectly. He obviously had a massive love of Deadpool beforehand. It's not like many people with playing certain characters have gone, oh yeah, no, I'm a big fan. I've read the comics, and and none of them have. I swear blind that you've got sort of people like Wolverine and so on. And it was. I forgot what his name was briefly. I forgot Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman was saying that he was, a massive fan and everything, but then sort of certain elements that kind of came out that he necessarily wasn't necessarily. I think this shows how much love that Ryan Reynolds has for Deadpool. It just comes across in his portrayal. But once again, and I know you've obviously said this before, but he's playing Ryan Reynolds. Turns out Ryan Reynolds is just Deadpool.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there are some movies where I don't think it's a problem, but Ryan Reynolds playing Ryan Reynolds gets a bit old, it gets a bit tired after a while, but Deadpool is one of those movies where it just fits, and that's kind of what you need from this. If it wasn't Ryan Reynolds playing Ryan Reynolds, it would be somebody else playing Ryan Reynolds. So it's just one of those, it fits, and it's perfect. So no criticism on the Ryan Reynoldsisms on that front, just because it's exactly what this film needed. There are elements that I'm not a massive fan of on a rewatch. Not on the first time I watched it, but
Okay.
whenever I rewatch it. But that's just the nature of first movies in any case.
But
Not
have you not
specific to
rewatched it
Deadpool.
much in the past?
I
In
have.
general?
I have rewatched it multiple times just because
Okay.
I love this movie. So they're not particularly negative things. They're just things it's just like, well, this is why we want more Deadpool as opposed to just Deadpool 1. Because we'll get into it in spoilers, really. But otherwise, yes, this film is very funny, very violent. The action's
Yeah.
great. I mean, you can see the budget, but that's not a problem. It was for this type of movie. It was outrageously cheap. Hello, Tomb. So I don't mind that much, and it kind of just adds a certain charm to it, really. But
Yeah. I think if you had too much of a big budget on this, it would maybe get a little bit lost. But I think it
yeah,
didn't
for sure.
need a big budget. Obviously,
No.
some visual effects you definitely needed. But I mean, probably a good chunk of the money went on that opening scene of the cars spinning. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's really great.
Yeah, exactly. And to be fair, the low budget kind of played a lot into the comedy as well. There were several jokes, well, a couple of jokes at the very least made about the budget of the movie. So it's all good there. I very much enjoy this movie, but I want to talk about it more. So we will dive into the world of spoilers. So I'll start off with the pretty much only mildly negative thing to see. Oh, short and sweet. See you later, Tom.
Good luck tomorrow, Tim, if you're still here.
Absolutely. It's all the origin stuff, like all the flashback stuff. It's not the most interesting in the world.
No.
Having to go through it every time on a rewatch is a bit of like just slog through these just to get to the Deadpool bits, which is fine. It's a first movie; it needed to do that, and it didn't affect the movie the first time I watched it, which is kind of what counts, really.
Yeah.
But it's just a bit like, all right, come on through the rewatch. But it's the same with everything. It's the same with like the first Iron Man. It's the same with any first in a superhero movie. You're just like, right, come on, get with
You just want to get
exception.
to the actual bits where it's just the action, the comedy, and that's that sort of thing.
Yeah, you just want to get to the point where the character's the character.
I do always love the startup part where he meets Vanessa, though. I think that's awesome.
There
Their
are
little
some
play
great moments
back
in
and
there.
forth.
Yeah, absolutely. There are some good moments in there. Time to put some balls in holes, for example. And Sammy says a fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break.
Yeah, 16 walls.
Yeah, absolutely. And a couple of great action montages as he's developing the suit and what have you. But yeah, overall, it's just the same with every superhero movie. It's not Deadpool specific, and as I said, it didn't affect it the first time I saw the film, which is what counts, really. So it's pretty much the only negative thing I have to say.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because
It's a bit darker on a rewatch than I remember. As in, sort of like some of it's quite sort of pretty hard going. Like the whole clinic as such. It's fairly. And I probably thought it at the first time, but just rewatching it, it's just wow, this is quite hard going stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all very
It's torture.
all very fucked up.
Yeah.
It's all, loads of torture. Obviously, shitloads of cancer everywhere. So that's fun. But yeah, it's not all light-hearted and jovial. And a man gets splattered against a road sign. So
Just quickly, Hannah says International Women's Day has never been the same since this film. Yeah, 100%.
ah,
I
dearie
think
me.
that whole section where they're kind of going through that year of their romance and everything is really good, and obviously it's a it's a very good play through that song, kind of going through the Halloween and everything. But yeah, it's really good as it goes, and a good setup.
No, absolutely.
All
Sorry.
right.
Yeah, sorry. My back hurts because I'm
Oh,
old.
dear.
Katie has said, for me, every time I watch it, it seems more and more stupid for thinking that Francis would have been able to cure him. Yeah, I largely agree. But I also think, like, this is a very new world for him, so he has no reason to believe otherwise, really.
It was
Is he?
hope.
Well, yeah, and that. He might have just... Willful ignorance.
Yeah. I think
Willful ignorance in the scenario.
when you get handed a death sentence, effectively, it's anything possible to try and kind of keep you alive. Would you do? So yeah.
Hannah
Hannah
has
has just said you're the youngest one here.
one here.
Jack. Yeah.
I am, but that doesn't mean I'm not old. It just means we're all old.
I'm trying to think. Sammy might be a little bit younger than you, but yeah.
Me?
Oh no. Forgotten how old you are, so. No, he's not. He's not younger than you. Just in my head.
Yes. That you got to keep that youthful thought. So,
Yeah. I zoned out for a minute. You just said I'm 35, my man.
I am not.
Yeah. No, you're definitely not. And you're the one that moans and creaks the most, I'd say.
Absolutely. I'm a broken human, regardless of age. I'm broken. Like,
I have threatened that I'm going to go around and just take videos of you just with your and just make stupid TikTok videos of it.
yeah. I mean, it'll probably work.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've vowed that one day I'll go a full 24 hours without walking into something.
It's never going to happen. I think you said that the other day and then walked into something within about
I did,
a minute.
yeah. I pretty much ended the sentence by walking into the door frame. Yeah, it's pretty much what happened. But I haven't today. But
Good.
I don't count it when I'm at home. Like, I
'Cause
can
you're
walk.
basically just sitting there.
No, because I can walk around this place in pitch black backwards, and I know where everything is because I put it there. Whereas, well, I mean, I also know where the door frames are at work, so that's not really an excuse.
Right,
But there are usually varying obstacles, boxes everywhere that I have to navigate around, and then that navigation throws me off.
Fair enough. Hannah needs healing abilities by the looks of it. Well, in general, but the fact her
Sammy
finger is
says-
still sticking up at an angle from a weird angle from when she fell over. Yeah, that's not good.
No, that's not good. Hannah says I can even leave plugs facing up willy-nilly. It's not willy-nilly. It's specifically right down here, which feet never go to. So we're safe. We're safe. It's right up at the head end of the bed, so my feet will never. I'm not sitting down head end on the bed. No, I'm not a lunatic.
You see you with a plug in the side of your face.
Sammy says, see, that's a sign of being young. You remember where you put things. Mm-hmm. Fair. And that the creaks are new to me.
just while we're talking about sort of thing like Anna saying about finger at weird angle and stuff. Just one of the many bits about this film that I love and just find hilarious every single time, and it might even be my most favourite funny moment of the film, is when he punches Colossus.
Oh.
And breaks his arm and breaks his other arm and then his leg, and it's just like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
All the dinosaurs fear the T-Rex. I don't know why I said it as if Alec Guinness was Deadpool at that moment. All the dinosaurs fear the T-Rex.
But yeah, it's just so funny. It just makes me giggle so much every time, just wandering around with his wrists flailing around.
I mean, pretty much all the jokes that he makes at Colossus are my favourite one. The dad, as he reaches behind him, your poor wife. Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were pointing to the picture on the TV, but yes.
No, just the
yeah, where he's feeling the genitalia of Colossus.
Yeah, okay. Dad. Let me tell you how the shit went sideways in the most colossal way. I thought I appreciated that one.
Yeah, it's so well paced, and again, just every little bit. I don't think there's really a joke that doesn't properly hit.
There's a couple, just because I think like you've gone too far.
Okay, like
Not from a like you've pushed the boundaries, you've made it too risque, but just like you've spoken for too long.
Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, I get you.
And like it would have been funny if you stopped like a sentence ago. Like the let's dance. That's a fine little line. And by dance, I mean try and kill each other. That's not funny, is it?
Unnecessary.
Like,
Fair enough.
yeah. Just I kind of get that that's the point. He's meant to just be annoying and talks all the time and what have you. But like, there are certain times where it's just it hasn't added anything to the character or to anything. Hasn't added a joke. But for the most part, like 99% of all the jokes land. I mean, how can you not appreciate removing a mask to him having stapled a picture of Hugh Jackman to his own face?
And just that one little staple left in his chin.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which
exactly.
does move, unfortunately. There's the first bit is that, and then it's like that. But it was one odd thing that I noticed as well. Am I wrong in thinking that when Wade talks about the fact that he knows Francis's name because he saw his dry cleaning tag, it's spelled ES at the end? Because I'm sure that's it. And then obviously later on, I'm pretty damn certain on it. But then later on, when he spells, I'm going to spell it out for you, and then puts all the bodies in the different sort of letters. It's IS, and it's just like that. Just seems like a big oversight.
However, he did have the guy who was the eye have his arse out, which was quite funny.
Oh, really? Okay. Didn't have enough limbs. Sammy just said he didn't have enough limbs.
Entirely possible. I'm just trying to see, like if it's got like a screenshot of the dry cleaning tag.
Just while we're on a bit with the spelling out the name, obviously that's all that sort of special forces kind of guys. I like the fact that Bob was in it. Bob in the comics is a fairly big friend of Deadpool's, so it's quite sort of cool to have him, a little nod to him in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously he doesn't kill him; he just knocks him out.
Yeah,
and brings him back later.
Sammy's just put he didn't want to tear Hydra Bob into pieces.
I don't know. I mean, entirely possible that that they spelt it wrong on the thing. I didn't notice. Personally.
Yeah,
I just more my thing was like, oh, his surname's Freeman. In casting, it's IS, like in the cast list and what have you.
Is it?
No, but
okay.
That doesn't mean anything.
I'll go back through Disney Plus later and I'll screenshot it and put it in Discord.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. Tuna casserole sounds disgusting. I thought that, like, in my head, for like the first few times that I've watched this, like, I know it's not what he said, and I know this isn't what a casserole is, but in my head, every time he said that, I thought of like a tuna pasta bake or something.
Oh yeah,
which like sounds pretty good, and also yeah, sure, that would add to the waistline. I could understand, but then today I was like, no, wait, he said casserole.
Well,
who puts tuna in a casserole?
But isn't an American casserole a very different thing anyway? Because they have like on Thanksgiving they'll have different dishes, and I think casserole is more of a bakey type thing. In fact, Hannah's just So I know Americans call anything that's baked in an oven dish a casserole, so it's probably a tuna bake. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So my weird brain was right anyway. See, I'm right all the time.
Yeah.
Even when I think I'm wrong.
100%.
Even when I think I'm wrong is excellent.
See, Sammy mentions the fact that on the Disney Plus version, he thinks that there is a blur in the strip club. I did wonder, thinking about it today, I was thinking, well, that's quite a lot to put in on a Disney Plus, but maybe they, because I didn't notice anything, Maybe Sammy was looking in places he shouldn't be looking in. But
Uh, Kate says, I'm right, but Americans are wrong for calling it a casserole. I fully agree. I fully agree with anything that says Americans are wrong. I didn't notice. There was no, from what I could tell, there was fucking nothing blurred out on my end.
was it on your end? I will say I honestly wasn't really paying attention, because the only thing that really really takes my interest in that scene is the fact that Stan Lee's in it, and I just love that he's the announcer. I just think it's such an amazing cameo. It just is a massive difference from any of his other cameos. He's always the kind of old, forgetful old guy, and this, that, and the other. Now he's a DJ announcer guy in a strip club. I just thought that was amazing. My favourite cameo of his.
Yeah. At the risk of character self-degradation here, I can assure you, I watched it on Disney Plus, and it wasn't censored. It wasn't censored in Disney Plus for me.
I mean, I can't remember sort of anything being different, but yeah.
There was nothing censored in the movie on my end. I am, however, discovering over time that depending where you're watching Disney Plus, you get different stuff.
Yeah, because American...
I don't even mean that. I mean whether you're watching it directly through a TV or a console or an iPhone, you get different. You get different resolutions. You get different audio tracks. It's weird. Like we discovered, the console versions of Disney Plus cannot output 4K, even if the console can output 4K. It only outputs 4K on IMAX movies, and then there's different censorship stuff as well, depending on, it's stupid. It's really stupid. You were watching it on your surface, which should have just been the web browser version. So I don't know why it would be weird, unless obviously I don't know. Very odd. I don't know. Seems
as much
stupid.
As we were talking the other week about last week, in fact, about Wolverine's bum. Obviously, this week we got Deadpool's bum a few times.
Oh, okay. That's another point of why would that be censored? Because Deadpool's wang is in this movie. Yeah. So.
Is it? What, in the fight scene?
Yeah. In the fight.
Oh, okay. I didn't pay any attention on that.
But yeah, when he gets impaled and then it zooms out, you can just see it dangling there and swirling.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So why would, I don't know why they would. They definitely didn't censor. They haven't censored anything from what I watched. So
yeah.
It seems like an odd film to put on if you're going to censor anyway, especially considering they've got really strong parental stuff on there.
Yeah.
And if you've got your parental settings to watch a movie of this age rating, Sammy's just got inbuilt genital censoring.
His eyes just blur it out. Oh no!
Yeah. I don't want to see this. This is rude. Oh, I've accidentally started typing emojis.
Uh-oh.
Maybe the stripper just has a pixely vagina.
Well,
Entirely possible. So that's enough about the strip scene. I think we've spoken the longest about the strip scene so far, which might attack our character a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a good look. Not a good look.
What scene do you want to talk about? Should we talk about the opening scene, the one that was leaked, that it got made in the first place?
Yeah, leaked. It definitely got leaked, just by Ryan Reynolds, I imagine.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was just strategically put out. That's not a leak.
Well, it is, because it wasn't Fox that strategically put it out.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah, that was a masterpiece of advertising and marketing, because everybody wanted it at that
Oh,
point.
for sure. It was it was fuck. What? It was like the smartest decision Ryan Reynolds has made in his entire career, I think, was leaking
He's
that.
very good at marketing. I think that man. I think he's very clever when it comes to how things are put out there and what is going to gain attention. I think he's very, very clever for that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it was the yeah, Katie says it was a marketing leak. Absolutely, it was. It was definitely Ryan Reynolds and the director Tim Miller that did this. Ryan Reynolds has his own marketing company. I don't know if he did at the time. I could be wrong. That would be very
Maybe
interesting if he did at the time.
it's what he realized, or when he realized. Oh shit, I'm good at this stuff.
The marketing of this movie, like even when it was officially a movie and it had been made and it was building up to it coming out, like the marketing of this movie was fantastic.
Well, even the skull and crossbones, the poo emoji, and the L, that's just very, very basic ideals. But that went viral. Being on a billboard and literally just having Deadpool, very, very clever that something like that can be pushed to the extent of getting that that coverage for a film that's coming. I think, again, very, very clever.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Matt says he won't let you forget he has his own gin company. Absolutely, absolutely. The gin company that he has nothing to do with. Yeah, he won't let it die, will he?
And now he owns Wrexham. That's it.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's pretty much all he
Co-owns.
talks about. Pretty much all he fucking talks about is football and gin. But yeah, he is a good marketer. I feel like it's a bit like it's really, really started with Deadpool, and then since then it's just been like, oh yeah, he's promoting everything as if it's Deadpool, and it's like it doesn't quite work that way. All these Deadpool jokes don't make me want gin and to watch a football game. They make me want to watch Deadpool, is what they make me want to do.
Yeah.
So it doesn't quite work out fully. People
Anna
just
asked if he had a phone company because I think Sammy put it in there. Yeah, Mint Mobile. I think he gained ownership or something like that. But yeah. Not an actual phone making the phone company.
telecom.
But, telecom provider.
Yeah. Didn't realise he owned Mint. But
Either
crazy.
that or he owns a share or something. I can't remember. As in like a share in the ownership. But yeah.
Nice.
That whole first scene's awesome. I love the sitting on the bridge. Just the little bit of music going to it. I think it's just really, really cool. And then that instant ideal of breaking the fourth wall and actually talking to you. It welcomes you in fully into the daftness and stupidness of Deadpool. If you didn't know Deadpool before. Because there's probably going to be a chunk of people that have never read any Deadpool comics or anything like that, don't know the sort of ideals of the character, but I think it sets it out quite well straight away of the intensity and things like that. But yeah,
It absolutely did, much to the dismay of many American child mothers. 'Cause the amount of complaints coming out, I was like, I took my kid to this Marvel movie and it's
and you're thick as shit.
yeah, exactly. And it's like, A, look at a trailer for one.
Yep.
Watch a trailer. For two, look at the fact that everywhere on the posters at the cinema or the theater, as they would call it, on the ticket that you bought where it says R-rated, and like,
Yep.
there's a reason films get R-rated. It's not just that because it's Marvel, it has to be family friendly. And yeah, exactly, Sammy. It's R-rated for a fucking reason, largely because the heavy use of the word "fuck" and the blood and the
Point
boobies.
of the stupidity of the cinema system in America that you can take a child to an R-rated film.
Yeah, they're talking about that here as well.
No,
15 A's.
really?
Yeah. They've been talking about it for a while, though, so I don't think it'll actually go through. But at the end of the day, like, I don't see a problem with it being a thing, personally. But you've got to make that decision based on what you're okay with and who your child is as a person. Like,
I'd never
and then
take
don't
my lad to this.
Well, yeah, exactly. When I say that, like, I don't see the problem with it within a certain like. Obviously, I don't think you should be able to take an 8-year-old into a 15 or whatever it may be, but like an under 15, like 12 to between 12 and 15 or whatever, depending on who they are as a person, because obviously some people are just maturer than others. Some people can handle more than others.
I mean, the amount of films that I watched before I was the right age, and
everybody does, don't they? I mean,
yeah, exactly. I mean, I watched The Crow many, many, many times before I was 18.
Yeah, I watched Terminator 2 and all the Blade movies and the usual suspect with Terminator 2. I think that's many people's, isn't it? Of my age group. But I mean, I even went to I saw Hot Fuzz when I was 12
Oh, really?
at the cinema, because I was always a large human being. So I just got away with that. And the same thing with because Spider-Man 2002, the first Tobey Maguire movie, was released twice in the UK. It was released as a 12, and then it was released a little while later again as the first 12A.
Oh, really?
I don't know why I remember that, but
it's a weird fact.
yeah, and I was just like, yeah, I got in before it was a 12A, motherfucker. And in 2002, I would have been 9. I was like, yeah. Apparently 12-year-olds can listen to the word shit once but twice. Oh, no. Yeah, the whole rating system is stupid. No, and 12-year-olds can listen to the word fuck once, actually. Shit, you can say as much as you like in a 12, but it's fuck that you get one of in a 12. I don't know who comes up with these. It's just a bunch of like middle-aged to old white men, isn't it? that come up with all of these rules. Although I think the BBFC, British Broadcast Film, BBFC or something like that. I think they're getting younger and younger because the rules are getting more lax and lax. Which is,
I mean, times are changing, and we are seeing different things become more acceptable.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. It is the BBFC. Thank you, Sammy. But yeah, it's quite challenging to get an 18 these days, whereas they used to be left, right, and centre. Like if Deadpool came out in 2006, for example, that would have been straight up 18 immediately. To the point where, like, between Terminator 2 and Terminator 3, like, there isn't much in the difference of like violence and in like the implied horrors and what have you of Terminator 2 and 3, but they went from, I'm pretty sure with each film it descended an age rating, despite the fact that it didn't change that much. Because Terminator 3 was a 12, and all of them since have been 12s, which is mad.
I can't remember much about 3 in terms of what was in that horror, like grim-wise, but...
It was the main one was the murder of like the main woman's husband.
Okay.
And
was that the one with Claire Danes?
Yeah.
Okay. All I can remember about that film.
He carries a coffin.
A fire truck.
Huh? Is what?
A fire truck. There was a bit on a fire truck.
Oh, yeah.
I can't really remember much else other than that.
Yeah, he carries a coffin on his shoulder.
Oh,
yeah. I believe 12A was made for Spider-Man so more kids could see it and then buy the toys. That makes absolute sense as to why that would be the movie that kicked it all off. But yeah, there's no such thing as a 12 anymore, is there? You can go and see whatever you like. Hannah says, no one can remember anything about Terminator 3. All I can remember is that I saw it when I lived in Magaluf. That's it.
I love that we keep unfolding things about Hannah's life that just completely throw me. It's just like, she lived in Magaluf. What?
I can remember lots about many movies that I've seen. I can remember a fair chunk of Terminator 3, to be fair. Obviously, I remember the fire truck scene. I remember the carrying the coffin and driving around in a hearse scene. All the bunker scenes at the end. The main woman, Claire Danes, meets John Connor for the first time in a vet and then she locks him in a dog kennel. There you go. There you go.
Fair enough. Yeah, maybe I need to rewatch it, but I don't think it's a great film.
A cop pulls over the female Terminator because she was speeding. And to get out of it, she grows her breasts.
I don't even remember there being a female Terminator.
Yeah, that's the villain.
I can't, honestly can't remember that.
Really, like,
wow. Okay.
tightly slicked back blonde hair with a red leather, like, biker suit thing.
Terminator 3?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Katie said T3 is the shit one. Don't rewatch it. Okay, fine.
Yeah, it's not good. Like, I just remember it, but I actually don't think it's as bad as the one that came after it. What was the one after? Oh no, yeah. I don't mean Salvation though. I mean the one after that. What's the one where they got Arnie back? Genesis?
Genesis?
Terminator Genesis? Is Genesis the most recent one? The shit one. Yes, there are many shit Terminators. Anyway, we'll probably talk about Terminator on the show eventually. So
yes.
I apologize in advance for that. So we'll...
yeah, we should concentrate on Deadpool a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. He cuts someone's head off and then spin kicks it into somebody else's face.
Amazing.
I know, that was excellent. That was excellent.
The choreography was great in the fight scenes.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It was incredible. They had some pretty good stunt coordinators and stuff who've done some pretty big stuff, especially going forward in the franchise. But yeah, this one they also had... And it says, do not make us watch all the Terminators. I don't make you watch anything. I say we're going to talk about it. If you would like to join in the conversation, you may also rewatch it if you like. But hey, there are many franchises we've gotten written down that everyone, including us, will be pretty sad about.
Yeah, trust me, it's true. I've seen the list. I said,
I've added another one.
Oh, God.
To be fair, the one I've added, all three of them are excellent movies, so it's fine.
Okay, all right. Is it My Little Pony 1, 2, and 3?
Yes. How did you know?
Care Bears 1.
It's actually Planet of the Apes, but fine.
Oh, okay, yeah. Tanner had said about that recently as well, I think.
They are all really good.
The newer three,
the newer ones. Yeah. They are all really good, to be fair.
That's just been added to Disney Plus, isn't it?
Yeah, well, all of them have, but yeah, I think even the awful one, which we won't watch, the one where they just decided to remake it with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
And
that's always a great idea. Just stick Mark Wahlberg in it.
It's the one where they end up in Washington and the Abe Lincoln statue is replaced with an ape in the top hat.
I haven't seen that film and I don't wish to. So yeah.
I haven't seen it either. I've just seen clips of it and it's oh my lord. Unfortunately, Sammy, there aren't two of them. If we will eventually eventually also make you watch Indiana Jones 4.
Oh god. No. Oh god, that means we're gonna have to watch 5 when it comes out.
Not necessarily when it comes out, just eventually, maybe.
Just very quickly, just because we do need to start talking about Deadpool again, but
maybe
we've gone down a rabbit hole. Have you and anyone in the chat ever watched the Sarah Connor Chronicles?
No.
I will loan you the it's there somewhere. Hang on. I think it's there somewhere. I don't know where it is. It's there somewhere. But yeah, Sarah Connor Chronicles was a really good series. It obviously, went on the ideal of her. But I can't remember because I think there were 2 series. But yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah, I never got around to watching it. I heard it was quite good, but I just never got.
I thought Salvation was pretty good as well, actually.
It was fine. A slightly controversial Terminator opinion coming right here is I don't think 1's that good.
1's all right. 2 is by far the better.
Oh, for sure. I don't think that was in. That's not the controversial statement there.
I'd say Terminator 1 is second.
it's fine. Terminator 1 is fine. It's just funny because Terminator 1 is utterly fine. Terminator 2 is then just fantastic, which is why it stands out so much. But anyway, Deadpool, all the deading and the pooling. Ah, yes. Yes.
Because they had is it Summer Gloss? No, I can't remember her name.
Summer Glau.
Summer Glau. It was.
Isn't that her character? Is that her name or her character name in Firefly?
Good question.
I think it's her name.
I think it's her name. Sammy will know 100%.
Why can't I remember?
Yeah, it's Summer Glau is her actress name.
Then what's her name in Firefly? Why can't I picture that? Sammy, what's her name in Firefly? I can't remember. River. Yeah, River. Thank you. I knew it was something like that, which is why Summer, I was just like, is that name? I was very unconvinced. But yeah, the choreography in this is excellent. I think a fantastic character, and which is why I'm glad that we get more of her in the sequel and hopefully in the MCU. Shut up, Kristian. It's not James. And hopefully we get more of her in the MCU installment that they're working on at the moment. Is obviously Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Okay. Pretty cool. She wasn't. Apparently, she wasn't supposed to be in the film to start with when they were starting writing. It was another character, but they really liked the name Teenage Negasonic Warhead. So yeah, they went, "Oh, we'll put her in instead." And I think that was the right choice.
I mean, it's a cool name.
And they made it work. Obviously, her powers again. I was having a quick look on IMDb last night, but her powers were not supposedly that type of power. They gave her that because it fitted the name more.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Obviously, I mean, very much away from the comic ideal, but
I don't know from the comic. Like as I've said many times, like I don't really care for X-Men comics and stuff. Yeah. To the point where I've just sold them all.
Yeah, but you've sold a fair lot of everything. It's not just X-Men ones.
No, but I mean, it just so happens that all the X-Men ones are the ones that have gone.
Fair enough.
She was traded with Marvel Studios for Ego, so James Gunn could use it. Was Negasonic Teenage Warhead not an X-Men then? X-person. I don't know where to stand with that one.
X-them? No.
Oh, she only appeared in one or two. Oh, okay, fair enough. So Marvel still had the rights to her then. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I never really cared for X-Men, so I didn't really know.
I did love the little line about we couldn't afford any more X-Men.
Yeah. Oh God, that's probably one of my favorite jokes in the.
Is it really?
One of my favorite jokes in the movie is just like, it's a big house. It's weird that I only see you two here. It's kind of like the studio couldn't afford another X-Man. Yeah. It's so funny. But despite the fact that I don't really understand why, because I suppose paying the actors, obviously. Yeah, sorry, that's just clicked in my brain because I'm an idiot. But it's so funny. It's so true, and it pays off in such an incredible way for the next one as well. In the next movie as well, which we'll get to obviously in a couple of weeks. But
I also like the line jokes. Of being taken to Xavier, and then Wade just goes, "Which one, McAvoy or?"
Absolutely. Just the self-referential and self-deprecating jokes. It's the sort of thing that I wouldn't have expected Fox to be okay with.
Yeah.
And just in the way they kind of take the piss out of Fox. And the fact that, like, the timelines don't make any sense, and they openly say that in this movie, and obviously just taking the piss of like, why is there? It's very convenient that the only two X-Men that ever appear in this house are the ones that are convenient to the plot. But yeah, it's all good fun. It's all good fun.
When you said about one of my favorite characters and that I thought I must admit, I actually thought you were going to say Blind Owl.
Oh, well, to be fair, yes. Also, I hope she shows up in the MCU version for sure.
I just love the line of I've hidden however many tons of cocaine underneath the floorboards, along with the cure for blindness, and the fact that
Oh,
that's actually referenced then in the next film, where there's actually the
yeah.
cure for blindness underneath the floorboards, is hilarious.
Oh god, it's so good. It's so good. And is it just me or is your hand really small? Um, oh, so
You're
good.
gonna want
The
to leave
IKEA
because I
argument.
bet it feels really big in this.
Yeah. Oh, the IKEA thing as well.
Yeah, so funny. Just
It's better than the Hudal. Please.
I'll Yeah.
take anything over the Hudal. Oh, it's so good.
Again, just a really good play on their relationship together, and I like the starting scene with the laundromat of blood and obviously seltzer and water and blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the callback, and it's just God, I miss cocaine. Yeah, she's excellent. She's an
Yeah.
excellent character. Two characters I don't think we'll be seeing again are Gina Carano and TJ Miller.
Yep. No, definitely not. Definitely not on TJ Miller. Obviously, I doubt very much on Gina, but which is a
Oh,
shame.
definitely. Well, actually, it's more likely to get TJ Miller back than Gina
Oh, really?
Carano. Well, Disney outright fired Gina Carano, didn't they?
Yeah.
So they're not going to work with her again. They haven't. No one really fired TJ Miller. He just kind of disappeared for a while. I don't think either of them are going to show up again. Huh?
No. There was a lot of claims against him, wasn't there?
Oh yeah. Like there was a lot of stuff, allegations and what have you. It just wasn't really finalized. Whereas Gina Carano's was, she outright said something publicly. So it's just a case of this doesn't need to be an investigation. But I think TJ Miller has just disappeared for a while. I don't think he'll ever really come back in a meaningful way to the industry.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what the allegations were against him. I just remember thinking they were not good.
Yeah, that he's not a very nice person at all.
Yes. God damn it. Why do these pricks have to keep ruining our movies by being dickheads?
Yeah.
God.
Exactly.
Talk about selfish. IKEA don't sell the Hudal anymore. I think Deadpool killed them. What about the Kiernan? Isn't that what they replaced it with? The Kiernan or whatever it was.
I do love that the title sequence is a still, effectively, and obviously you're rotating around that still, of the car flipping, and the fact that he's got the guy wedging him, and the cigarette lighter being spat out, and all of that, and obviously that comes straight into the actual fight sequence at the start. And again, there's some moments where the CGI is a little bit flaky on some of those cars. But again, it just everything leading to that sort of moment in the title sequence. And by the way, that title sequence is bloody hilarious because you've got
it's so good.
just all of the little quips about the different people. Annoyingly, I can't remember any of them off the top of my head.
Neither can I. Weirdly, I usually can, but now that it calls for it, I can't remember
like
any
some
of them.
rich white guy, or
Yeah, there's like some arse hat or whatever. There's a couple of arse hats.
That's one of them.
But it's so funny, it's so good. Just the choice of song as well. So good. A British villain.
Yeah. All the stereotypes.
Ajax, named after a dish tip.
Again.
A Ajax named after a dish soap.
Yeah. A CGI character, yes, obviously Colossus. Obviously, we mentioned Gina Carano earlier, and it's just such a shame that she's being such a dick about things in real life. Because I liked her character in Mandalorian, and I really liked her character in this. I think she's. That fight scene between her and Colossus was awesome. I love you've got about a boob out, and just covering up her shame, and then she just wallops him in the cock.
That was really a cock shot, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah.
oh my lord. Like, not cool. Not cool. Yes.
One of the other characters that I want to bring up, Pinder.
Oh, Dopinder, what an excellent character. I love him so much. He's excellent.
He is so good. Mr. Poole.
He's so funny. I just love the very cavalier, nonchalant approach to kidnapping he has.
Yeah, exactly.
And
But he was put up to it by Mr. Poole, so.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And when he gets rear-ended with the guy in the boot, oh no, you just hear him like,
But it's one of those bizarre things that in my head. Depinder was a bit more kind of in it, but he's only in it essentially twice.
Yeah.
There's the start-up bit and towards the end, and it just seems like more because he's so well utilized that you really really like that character. But yeah, he's so funny.
Yeah, excellent. I think even all the little side characters, they're all so well written that they kind of just stay with you as well. Booth or Fat Gandalf.
Fat Gandalf.
I think he's really good as well. Hannah says, I've shared the IKEA furniture to the Discord. Lies. Okay. I don't have any notifications. I call this lies and slander.
Yeah, Deadpool IKEA furniture breakdown.
Oh, is there?
If, like me, you were wondering what they were.
I didn't get notification.
Deadpool even manages to make IKEA furniture funny. So for anybody watching, just on the off chance that anybody's not in our Discord that's watching, we've got a wonderful Discord that we share lots of different bits and pieces about not only this sort of thing, but gaming and other things as well. So do join us on Discord.
Memes, general thoughts
memes.
And stuff. There is a comics thread that's never used because it's just me and Sammy.
Yeah, you and Sam, that's it.
And
hey, I'm halfway through Hush, so I might put something in there at some point.
I have no one else to talk to about the stuff I'm reading at the moment because it's all this stuff. So I have no one else. So I'm just sat here like.
Did I get the
Discord
feeling that Tomb liked?
I think so. Yeah, he brought it up last week, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When I pointed it out. When I pointed it out. So there is that. Oh, you finished another volume of Invincible. Ooh, I like me some Invincible. I moved my head out of the way to be like, there's all my Invincible, but actually there's just a big red Marvel Studios book.
Yeah, hiding it all. Obviously we mentioned TJ Miller earlier. Obviously when he first sees Wade's cancered face, or the healed face, and everything, and just the list of different bits that they go through is so hilarious.
Looked like someone fucked a topographical map of Utah.
Yeah. Freddy Krueger fucked a topical map of Utah. Like an ugly avocado fucked an older avocado. And I think Wade says like a testicle with teeth.
Yes.
With what I will say, the one thing that I kind of has always knocked me slightly is that obviously Wade is so upset about the way he looks, that he doesn't think Vanessa's gonna love him and this, that, and the other. He's not that ugly.
No, he still looks like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. But he just, and apparently it took 8 hours to put that makeup on and everything. I can believe that fully because it's a big job. But it didn't really seem. It isn't the sort of thing. It's like someone who's got burns. I don't see why he felt that he couldn't go back to Vanessa. That's my biggest problem with the film.
Yeah, well, I guess he was one of those people who was always used to being incredibly good looking, isn't he? So the idea of it, he just not feeling that anymore, I guess would impact you. I suppose it probably would impact you on the with real life burns as well. You'd probably have that to a certain degree. Sammy says the Ryan Reynolds Sharpay joke was taken straight out of the comics. Yes, but it was split into 2 different jokes in this one, wasn't it? No, yeah, because the Ryan Reynolds joke was, do you think Ryan Reynolds got this far on his superior acting method?
Oh, yes.
And then later he said, it looks like I've been bitten by a radioactive Sharpay. So it was split into 2 different jokes. I think in the comics it's, I look like Ryan Reynolds who got bitten by a radioactive Sharpay or something like that. I think.
Right.
I can't remember. Sharpay is the big, like, sacky dog.
You now looking up Sharpay. I'm going to put it in the Discord.
I'm not going to put it in the Discord. I'm just going to... A Sharpay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sacky dog. Fuck's sake. I think we've complimented everything that this film has. We've complimented the choreography, the jokes, including all the... That doesn't make any sense, really, but it's cool.
It is really cool. It is one of those things of why, how, what, and is the what? About my reaction to that initially, I think was about as intense as your reaction to the intergalactic flavor cola. Just sort of, yeah. I don't know how that kind of fits timeline wise or anything like that. But I'd like the fact that there's a helicarrier.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't fit. It's another X-Men problem. But largely just because there's been no mention before or since of helicarriers existing in that universe. And we know they're not in the same universe. Hang on. Sammy says, I also don't see why they couldn't link his powers to Wolverine's healing ability as is in the comic, is in the books. It annoys me they made him a mutant. I always thought he was a mutant.
Yeah,
pretty sure he was a mutant.
I can't remember how it goes in the comic. As in, like, the origin side of things.
No idea.
I just know that he had cancer and that...
It's the only thing I know about him, really.
Yeah.
So he had cancer and it got a healing ability. I always assumed it was just they made him a mutant.
Mm.
Largely because he calls himself a mutant. I've read several books where he calls himself a mutant.
Yeah.
I
need to get back through some of the Deadpool stuff.
Yeah, I've not read too much, but yeah, I just mainly read. His powers were given to him by Weapon X. He was given a souped-up version of Wolverine's power to cure his.
But he's not actually a mutant.
Okay, so the only difference is the fact that they didn't use Wolverine's DNA, as opposed to they just didn't. That's the only difference, really.
But
so they made him a mutant.
The clinic wasn't. It was to ignite his mutant DNA. You know, if you
that's what they did in the movie, but they just used Wolverine's DNA in the comics. It seems to be the only actual difference on what happened. Because he even refers to himself as a mutant. I don't know. Arguably, using mutant DNA to give you a power would then, in sense, make you a mutant. Yeah. But I don't know.
Obviously, there was one more reference to the earlier Deadpool film with the toy.
Yep. There's several references to previous films. Obviously, please don't make the super suit green or animated.
Yeah, an amazing
there's if you keep talking, I will sew your mouth shut. And just, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Sammy says it was entirely chance that his powers were healing in the movie, but again, as someone who's never really cared for the mutant side of Marvel, which is always like he might not have been born a mutant, but he's always been classified under the mutant section. Never really cared. Personally, never really cared.
Trying to think if there's anything we've missed. Obviously, the post-credit scene saying that that Cable's going to be in the next one.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
singular moment.
That was cool. That was exciting. I mean, just go, oh, okay. An actual tease for the next movie, whereas a lot of the X-Men post-credit scenes were a bit nonsense. Really, let's be honest. Oh, a lot of the X-Men movies were nonsense. So I can't really be upset.
Cool.
But yeah, it would be. What? But anyway, this movie is fucking fantastic. Before we go, though, I have a text message from the man across the pond.
Ah. What's Extreme Sports say?
Sammy says that may be in terms of what Hannah said, that may be the case for the series of films. In the books, not everyone has the X gene. However, we are talking about the films. But no, I get your point, because I'm usually like that when they change stuff in the comics for no real reason. But for this, because I don't care about the comics, in this particular instance, in the world of mutants, I don't give a flying toss. It doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah,
But
I've kind of, for me, because I've read a fair bit, not for a while, admittedly, but for me, I was quite happy to just go, right, this is the movie version of Deadpool, and things will change and everything. I just thought it was very well done, and the most important thing was that they got his fourth wall breaking, the humor, everything just absolutely perfect from that side of it.
Absolutely. But our man across the pond, one Kristian Lasham, has said, "What a movie! Managed to capture so many elements that work really well together to make what is quintessential Deadpool. Good, dark humor, gratuitous violence, great action, and some actually heartfelt story and emotion." Not a real sentence there, Kristian, but I get what you mean. I know how you feel about Ryan Reynolds, Jack, but boy, do I love him in this. I've already said that about this one as well. Most humour lands with only one or two gags falling by the wayside. There's a joke in there for everyone, and the fourth wall breaking gags are executed perfectly. Which one, McAvoy or Stewart? These timelines are so confusing. Correct, Mr. Paul, correct. This film also has some really well shot sequences. The opening slow-mo car scene, of course, but the fight in the burning building is cool. The montage of him hunting for Francis is excellent. A good mixture, IGN, awesome, AXA, and human. I'm going to...
Good mixture of action.
A good mixture of awesome action and humour is what I think he meant.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Anyway, I've thrown this together while a little drunk by a pool. I'm delirious from heat and exhaustion, and I can't remember what else is in this film, but I do know it's top of the ranking for me. Make it so. Go Team Rabbit Hole.
Go Team! He's been out in America too
Zac
long.
Efron from High School Musical and a bit of a cheer.
I'm
But
still
anyway,
quite glad that I've never seen that film.
yeah,
Do not do School Musical in review.
I wouldn't do in review.
Why not?
But I might do Admit 1.
Shut your face.
I'm not going to do High School Musical, don't worry. I wouldn't do that to myself.
Okay.
Like, I'm happy to inflict movie-going pain and movie-watching pain on anyone other than myself. So, which is why I have to let other people pick from time to time so that I get some stuff I don't really want to do either, like Rush Hour and all that.
You mean our most popular video in the world?
Yeah, I know, which is really fucking annoying. It's really irritating that Rush Hour 2 is our most successful fucking video. We've watched so many better movies. So many better movies. I forgot to mark down the time of reading the thing, so I'm just going to guess. There we go. But anyway, I'm going to bring up the ranking now for those who can actually see it. At number 1, we have X-Men First Class. At number 2, we have The Wolverine. At number 3... Oh, no! No, I didn't change it! Let's continue having a conversation while I'll edit this.
I think it's pretty safe to say we know where this is going, but let's play along anyway and just make sure while he does this. I think. Oh dear Lord, Hannah has actually said we could do High School Musical. After all, we're in this together. Oh God. No, Hannah.
No.
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 Isn't there like a series now which is High School Musical, the show, the musical, or something stupid like that on Disney Plus?
Oh yeah, High School Musical, the show, the musical, yeah, or something utterly ridiculous like that. Just because life wants to upset me, I think. It's pretty much the only reason I could anticipate why they would do something so gratuitous.
A lot of people like those series of films. I'm not going to shame them for that, but yeah, it's just not something I'm interested at all.
I'm not shaming them for liking the film. I'm merely shaming them for the show. Can't believe I forgot to do this.
Just in case Sammy was actually saying bye-bye. I think he was amusingly saying goodbye in the sense of that he doesn't want to watch High School Musical. Just in case, though. Bye. Yeah, I got that joke, Hannah. So Hannah says there was actually an awful High School Musical joke in my comment. I didn't want us to... Yeah, he's still here. I just didn't want us to watch them. Yeah, fair enough.
But anyway, the ranking's back. Number 1, X-Men First Class. Number 2, Days of Future Past. Number 3, The Wolverine. Number 4, X-Men 2. Number 5, X-Men. Number 6, X-Men The Last Stand. And number 12, X-Men Origins Wolverine. We all know where this is going. I don't think this is going to be a particularly long conversation. This is going at number 11. No, number 1.
At number 13.
At number 13.
Yeah, number 1 easily.
Easy peasy, the easiest ranking decision probably of this series so far, other than X-Men Origins Wolverine being at number 12.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty easy to put that straight there. I honestly don't know though whether I'm going to find it really interesting coming up to Deadpool 2. I think I like the first one more than the second one, but obviously we'll have to see how that goes again.
Sammy says, also, why is the Wolverine up there? Because all the others are shit.
Yeah,
the original X-Men movies are fucking hideous. Like, I hate all of them. X-Men, I actually think, personally, I think X-Men 2 is the worst of the 3, personally. I think it's so fucking boring. It's just got some excellent... It's got it's got one excellent scene in it, which is the opening scene, which brought it up above the others, because the other 2 are also shit and boring. They just didn't have one excellent scene. I think Days of Future Past and The Wolverine and First Class are the best X-Men movies. And I will die on that hill, because anyone who disagrees with me is a Philistine.
I was quite happy that Days of Future Past was actually better than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, it's largely downhill from here, but with the mainline X-Men movies.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the Wolverine. There was stuff there there was stuff in it that was shot really well. There were some really well choreographed fight scenes. Hugh Jackman is awesome. I just think the Wolverine is better than X-Men 1, 2, and 3. Obviously infinitely better than X-Men Origins Wolverine. What else have I put it above? Oh, that's the only thing I have put it above. Yeah. I think that's fair. Yeah, X-Men First Class being easily the best one. Days of Future Past, then the Wolverine, because all the others are just shit. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I think Sammy has a soft spot for the original 3.
I do not, even though I grew up with them.
Mm.
I grew up with them, and I don't hold much nostalgia. It takes a lot for me to hold nostalgia. I mainly hold nostalgia for cartoons.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like the X-Men animated series, the Spider-Man animated series, things like Pokemon and Digimon will always have like a place in my heart. But for live action movies, because they've just done it better, They've done Spider-Man better. They did X-Men better with First Class, and I'm hoping that they do it better again with the MCU. However, because they're just going back, clearly with Multiverse of Madness, they're just going back into that same casting well. I assume it's going to be uninteresting again. But here we are.
I mean, it said about Logan, which is excellent. Yeah, obviously we're going to come to that in the next few weeks, I think. But yeah, Logan was amazing.
It was indeed. It absolutely was indeed. Logan is 2 weeks away, I believe. So I think it's not next. It's not next week because that is
Apocalypse.
An unfortunate movie, to say the very least. Then the week after being Logan, I believe, and then the week after that is Deadpool 2. And then we have to end it with a very low note with Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's the only film where I think we get a proper Wolverine character. I agree. I don't dislike... I do think, though, there's so much of it. I'm just like, why? Why do we... Fifth? Hannah says her fifth favourite Oscar Isaac Sam-based film. The Star Wars films, I imagine. I got this far without watching Apocalypse. I will not be watching it now, says Sammy. Well, just a spoil sport, aren't you? You can still join the show because we'll just be shitting on it, so it's fine. So it doesn't matter if we spoil it for you. Yeah, it'll be me and Charlie and myself. I'll need to make sure that he actually knows he needs to watch the movie.
And also that he's got a microphone that works.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That would have been nice to have sought out before Saturday, wouldn't it?
Saturday night's frivolities, for want of a better term, was just one of my most favourite parts of all that we've done at Rabbit Hole, was just you next to yourself being so happy with yourself. It's like out of everything that I've known you through, it's just like that is the most happy I've seen. Oh, it's me. Indeed. Right. We've been going for a little while now, so let's get to our closing thoughts on Deadpool. Rich, go. Yeah, I mean, rewatching it was not a chore by any means. I loved rewatching it. You know, it's a film that I do enjoy. Just go, you know, the sacred law of everything that you own in your DVD collection and everything, no matter if what point it is during the film, if it's on TV, you watch it. And this is definitely one of those films where you go, oh, Deadpool, and then you just leave it on, and even if it's like 3/4 of an hour before the end or 5 minutes in or whatever, it's just I'll just leave that on.
I honestly have very few of those movies.
Oh, really?
Probably it's probably just like the really, and it also with all of those movies where if I was scrolling through it was on, it would depend where it was, like utterly, because
Buzz, Shaun of the Dead, definitely.
Nah, see, I would want to watch those from the beginning.
Yeah,
but if I turned on and it was the last hour of Endgame or something, which is just a big fight, then I'm like, I'm fucking watching this. Of course I am. But if it was like in the middle of like they're sorting out how to do all the time travel stuff, I just went, I'll watch this all on my own time. Yeah. So I have very few of those, and it's largely because I don't have TV in here. As I said last time, my aerial's up here, my TV's over there. So I don't have actual TV in here, so there's very rare that I will be found scrolling.
Yeah.
Or if I do, it's some weird Freeview documentary. But yeah, largely just because there's streaming services and what have you this day, so I can just put anything on. And now that, I've got one less now. Oh, I'm going to have one less because Netflix is going. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, you set on it now.
Oh, yeah. It was $15.99 for Netflix. Fuck off. Yeah. Absolutely do one.
Yeah, I think we've got to start looking at cleansing.
Like, you are double the price of Disney Plus and about a tenth of as good. Like you keep. This is also like days after they've just cancelled so much.
Yeah.
Like the last week or so, they've been cancelling so much stuff, and this is like, how is this a good move for them? Because it's because they lost all of these subscribers, but they lost all the subscribers because they said they were going to up the price.
Yeah. And that you couldn't then share your passwords.
Yeah, it's like fuck off, absolutely fuck off. Like you're going now. I'm not paying.
There is some good stuff on there, and Katie and I need to watch the second series of Russian Doll. So now that she's in theory better, we can start watching that. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, it's as Sammy said, the kids use it a lot. I mean, our lad kind of watches the occasional bit. I mean, he's more into YouTube than anything else, but. Yeah, there's the occasional bit that's quite good on there. I still need to watch Arcane. So,
pointless now because their entire fucking animation department has gone, as Sammy's just said. So, like, I don't care. They've all their Marvel stuff's gone, which is fine. It's gone to Disney Plus, so I'm not like, their shows have gone, but it's just a reason to not bother with Netflix. Like, some of the stuff I really had it for has gone to other streaming services now. All the other stuff in my list really isn't Netflix stuff. It's just on Netflix. So I could, in theory, get it somewhere else. Like, I would rather rent all of the movies in my list when I'm ready to watch them as opposed to pay Netflix £16 a month.
Yeah, that's fair.
Another reason, I just think it's particularly fucking stingy that they make you pay for the top tier just to have 4K.
Yeah, I mean, I will admit for the stuff that I'm watching on Netflix, I'm not bothered by 4K,
But it's just like, how are they justifying that decision considering Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, every other studio? It doesn't matter on what your subscription level is. It depends on whether or not your setup is capable of 4K. That's all that matters.
Purely, it's just about money. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. And they've gone for, we're going to charge them more and give them less. So I'm just going, yeah, fuck you. I'm not paying you anymore. Sammy says I don't have a 4K TV, so I don't need to worry about that. Yet, I do.
Yes, he's also Sam also has an Xbox Series X that outputs 4K.
Yeah, did you get a Series X? Did I miss that?
Yeah, you got a Series X.
I didn't know you had. For some reason, I didn't know you did that. Oh, no, I do, because you told us during Back 4 Blood. I remember now.
Yeah.
I remember now.
Oh, yeah.
Matt says, what about the Umbrella Academy? I will watch the Umbrella Academy.
And then cancel.
Through other means.
Oh, okay.
That's to Netflix, not to you. Yeah, I'm not paying $16.99 a month, or $15.99. Yeah, I do remember the story now, Sammy. I just completely forgot. It slipped my mind. But yeah, I'm not paying like another, because it comes out at the end of June, so I'm not paying for like giving them another 45 quid by the time I finish watching it for just one show. I will use other means.
Where I kind of dip back in. It's like, I have no intention in general of watching Now TV, but when Last of Us comes out,
I'll get Now TV again. Now TV is the one where I get it when there's something on. Like I got it for Peacemaker, but I cancelled it again after I finished. I'll get it for The Last of Us. Absolutely, I'll get it for The Last of Us. But then I'll cancel it again. So I guess I'll probably I would do that for Netflix, but they've made it infinitely more expensive. So I won't be doing that. I will just be watching their stuff through other means. And if that means Netflix disappears as a business, that's on them. For charging too much and losing $50 billion overnight for being dickheads and stingy. That's on them. Anyway, this isn't about Netflix.
Nope. This is a very long show.
It is. This has been Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing and what you're doing is watching us, you can follow us on Twitter at rabbithole_UK. You can subscribe to us on YouTube where you can see us anytime that you wish. You can follow us on Twitch at Rabbit Hole Media, and you can join the chaos and carnage that is our conversation over on the Discord.
Indeed.
And now you can follow us on Instagram at rabbitholemedia_UK and on TikTok at Rabbit Hole Media for all the behind the scenes tits and bits. If you'd like to support us, head to merch.rabbitholemedia.co.uk for a wide range of merchandise that recently got wider. And finally, if you're watching us live on Twitch and are an Amazon Prime member, you get one free Twitch Prime membership a month. Please find it within your hearts to give that membership to us. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it goes a very long way in helping us bring you the shows that you love. Coming up on the channel Saturday, of course, we have Admit One returning for the finale.
God, it's tomorrow.
Moon Knight. It is tomorrow. The finale of Moon Knight comes out tomorrow, with Admit One being on Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. I'm terrified.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
43 minutes to wrap all of this up. I'm terrified because Marvel's not been good at this.
I think I'm going to have to watch it tomorrow night because I just want to watch it, and then Friday night I have to watch it again just to go through notes and bits.
I'm tempted tomorrow. Have my day tomorrow just be I'm watching all of Moon Knight.
I'll go through the whole series again.
No, I'm tempted.
Okay.
I probably won't because I've been tempted to do that with every single Marvel show when it comes out.
Yeah, but this
and
one's better than most of them. All of them.
Yeah, true. That is true. But I haven't even watched any of them since. I haven't watched any of WandaVision since it came out. I haven't watched any of like, Faust or anything.
Oh!
Definitely not Loki because I just didn't like Loki.
I know.
And What If. But yeah, so I might do with Moon Knight.
So here's something that will blow your mind. Today, I saw Luke for the first time in a while, who's sometimes in the chat and Discord. But he didn't, so he's not watched the most recent episode of Moon Knight, but the one where the hippo comes up in the first place, he didn't like that episode.
It's fair.
I'm surprised.
I think that was one of the ones I was most negative on, wasn't it? Other than that final sequence, I was pretty about the whole thing. He didn't like episode 3 either. This hasn't really been a show for him, but which
I said that he needs to watch last week's. He said he put too much time into it to not watch the rest of it, and I said yes, that's right. You need to watch the last one at least. Some people are just uncultured, aren't they, Rich? Yeah. Wines. Anyway, indeed. So, of course, yes, Saturday we'll be returning to talk about the finale of Moon Knight, which everyone is, of course, excited for. Something that no one is excited for. We will be back next Tuesday to talk about X-Men Spocalypse. We'll go from excellent Oscar Isaac to purple penis head Oscar Isaac. So, there we go. As you do. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for joining. Thank you, anybody, for joining on YouTube later. And until next time, we shall see you then.